Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm just going to be sharing 5 tips that I found really help me to grow and maintain healthy hair. This is going to be helpful for any hair length, any hair type. So my first tip is to find a routine that works for you and your hair type and stick with it. Consistency is so key in your hair journey because being consistent really allows you to find what's working well for your hair, what's not working for your hair. And once you find what does work for your hair is going to thrive. It's going to feel so good, it's going to look so good, and you're obviously going to be able to prevent a lot of breakage because your hair will be getting everything it needs from your routine. But obviously finding a routine that works for you kind of takes time. It takes trial and error. I went through so many different phases with my hair until I found what worked. But one thing I found that really helped make this process easier was recording my hair journey each month and kind of what I was doing with my hair, what my routine looked like, what products I was using, etc. And when I first started my journey, I literally used to do this on my laptop. I had a Word document called the Hair Diaries. I know I thought I was like so smart and creative, but I literally would just go on every month and I would make like a little Word document about what I was currently using on my hair, what my hair length was, what my goal was, if I got a trim, anything, what masks I was using, how often I was using them. And that over time I was able to go and look back and see which months my hair was thriving, which months I didn't really gain a lot of growth, and compare like what I did differently each month. Obviously now I still do this, so normally I would just do this in a journal, but recently I downloaded an app called Trestlog, and I would like to thank Trestlog for sponsoring today's video. Trestlog is a hair diary app that allows you to track your healthy hair journey. You can add details about your hair care routine, which products you're using, and photos to a log. You can also record your weekly regimen in your profile and receive reminders for each activity in your regimen. The app also gives you access to their blog posts, so you can have access to really helpful information about hair and scalp health, as well as their shop so you can discover products that might work for you. Trestlog has also partnered with me to do a giveaway for you guys, and 5 winners will receive free access to Trestlog for 1 year. If you would like to know how to enter, I will have the Instagram post linked down in the description box for you, so you can go ahead and enter under that post. So my next tip is to be gentle with your hair. Our hair goes through a lot on a daily basis just by being out in the environment. So being gentle with your hair is really important for preventing unnecessary breakage. Breakage that we experience on a daily basis is usually referred to as mechanical breakage, and you can experience mechanical breakage from brushing your hair too roughly, towel drying too roughly, sleeping with your hair open instead of in a protective style, wearing really tight hairstyles, literally the list goes on. Unfortunately, it's not possible to prevent every kind of mechanical breakage because we are human beings, but there are things you can do like brushing more gently and finding a more effective way to detangle your hair based on your hair type, sleeping with your hair in protective styles or on a satin pillowcase to prevent friction and breakage, drying your hair more gently, using like a cotton t-shirt and squeezing the water out of your hair as opposed to using a regular towel and roughly like towel drying your hair. Oh, I hate seeing that. It cringes me out so bad, but like it causes so much breakage and unnecessary frizz as well. Just little things like that can make a huge difference in your hair and your routine. So please be gentle with your hair. Be patient when brushing and drying. I know it can be annoying sometimes, but being gentle just really helps to prevent so much unnecessary breakage that you will thank yourself in the long run. My third tip is to manage stress levels. Stress has so many negative effects on our body, and it also negatively affects our hair and hair growth. So if you are experiencing that, try not to stress about it because it won't help. But finding ways to manage your stress can really help to combat this issue. For me, I find that journaling every day and exercising in some way every day really help to keep my stress levels low. I'm a very high stress and high anxiety person, so it really doesn't take a lot to get me like really stressed out, and finding ways to combat that has helped me a lot. I also noticed that there were times in my life where I was under a lot of stress for a long period of time, and I noticed that throughout that year my hair didn't grow as much as it normally would, and so your rate of growth can also really be impacted by stress. So if you are someone who is dealing with a lot of stress, please try to find ways to manage it that are healthy and that work for you. Journaling, meditating, exercising, and also give yourself rest days. Like if you need to take a day just for yourself, please do so. I know that it's really difficult right now with everything that's going on in the world, so I hope that you guys are all healthy and taking care of yourselves at home. My fourth tip is less is more, and this is something that I'm still learning today, but Sometimes you don't need to have the most extravagant, like extra routine in order to have healthy hair. I found that times where my routine is the most simple and I'm using the fewest amount of products on my hair, that my hair has thrived. Obviously, this is really dependent on your hair type as well. Some hair types might need more styling products, but I know it can be really hard not to get caught up in buying a bunch of new products and trying every shampoo and conditioner out there and trying every mask and having every leave-in. It's really not necessary. You can do more than enough with your hair with just a few products that work well for you. Having a simpler routine also makes it a lot easier to keep up with and remain consistent with. So again, back to my first tip, being consistent with your routine. I wash my hair twice a week, and those are also the days that I do the most work with my hair because I do hair masks on those days. In between washing, I really only have to do my nighttime routine to keep my hair detangled before bed, and that's it. It makes it so much easier to keep up with when I'm busy. So a lot of you guys used to ask me how I kept up with my hair care routine during school, and it really wasn't that difficult because my routine is really simple and I've been following the same one for a long time, so it's just normal for me now. But in so many ways, less is more with hair care. I really wish I picked up on that sooner in my hair journey because I would have saved a lot of money and time and just resources not trying to overcomplicate my routine, because it really just overcomplicated my life and made my hair journey less fun, if that makes sense. So my fifth and final tip is something that I've mentioned on my channel before, but please do not be afraid to get a trim when you have damaged hair and you need a trim. Trims can be really stressful. I totally get that, and I know a lot of people think it's not a big deal, but when you're trying to grow out your hair and you feel like you're not making any progress, the last thing we want to do is get a trim. But honestly, if you are experiencing a lot of damage or breakage, getting a trim might actually really help you to retain more length and to actually achieve the length goals that you're aiming for. When you have split ends and you leave them alone, they're only going to split more and break more. So while your hair is still growing from your root, you're losing a lot of the length at your ends because it's just breaking off. So if you feel like your hair has been stuck in one spot for a long time and you have breakage, it's likely for that reason. Getting trims to freshen up your ends and get rid of any breakage that you might be experiencing can really help you to retain your length. So it's important to also figure out like how often you're comfortable with getting trims and how much you should be getting trimmed off in order to still retain length. I definitely don't think it's necessary for everyone to be going in every 6 to 8 weeks to get a trim, especially if you don't have any breakage. When my hair was really damaged, I used to go in for a trim every 3 or 4 months and I would get about ½ an inch cut off. For me, I found that going in a little bit more frequently and getting a smaller amount cut off made me feel better about getting trims, and I also was able to still retain a lot of length. As my hair got healthier, I was able to push that back a little bit, and I started going every 6 months and I would get a full inch cut off each time. Now that my hair is at my goal length and I'm no longer trying to get it any longer, I go every 2 months and I get an inch cut off because I really just want to keep my ends looking really blunt and full. So your trimming schedule is really personal and it's totally up to you. Do what makes you feel the most comfortable, but also make sure that you are trimming off dead ends as you get them. Also, try not to panic over split ends when you see them. It's really not a huge deal unless you have like a significant amount of breakage. I take care of my hair and I get trims regularly and I still experience some split ends, and it's totally fine. I'm not losing length because of it. But if you are someone who uses heat or gets their hair bleached or dyed frequently and you are experiencing split ends due to those things, it's really important to make sure that you are getting trims. But those are all of my tips for today's video, you guys. I really hope you found some of them helpful. Again, thank you so much to Trestlok for partnering with me on this video and on the giveaway. If you want to enter the giveaway, again, the link will be in the description box down below. Also, feel free to leave any of your favorite hair tips down below that you've learned on your hair journey that have helped you. I think it can be really helpful to everyone reading the comments as well as for myself, because I learn a lot from you guys as well. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye!